Welcome to Mindblow, the ultimate destination for jaw-dropping content that will surprise, inspire, and entertain you every step of the way. If you love discovering the unexpected, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share with your friends to keep the excitement going. Your support helps us keep blowing minds and creating content you'll never forget. So buckle up and get ready, because this is just the beginning. Australia is stepping up its military presence in Southeast Asia like never before, marking a significant shift in its defense strategy. This is a calculated shift, moving from a distant neighbor to an active regional player, engaging more deeply with Southeast Asian nations. Recent deployments, like F-35A fighter jets in Brunei and Navy warships in the South China Sea, are part of a broader strategy to enhance regional security. These moves signal Australia's commitment to Indo-Pacific stability and a willingness to operate far from home, ensuring peace and security. The region's sea lanes are vital to Australia's economy, making security here a core national interest as they facilitate crucial trade routes. Australia's actions are a response to rising competition and tension in the Indo-Pacific, where strategic interests are increasingly at stake. By demonstrating advanced capabilities, Australia aims to reassure partners and deter potential adversaries, showcasing its military prowess. This is not about seeking conflict, but about preventing it through collective deterrence, fostering a stable and secure environment. The shift marks a fundamental change in Australian statecraft, investing in both military and diplomatic ties to shape the region's future. Australia is no longer a passive bystander, it's an active, reliable partner, ready to support its allies in times of need. The deployment of jets and warships is just the start of this new chapter, signaling a long-term commitment to regional security. Australia's increased activity is a practical step to safeguard its interests in an uncertain world, adapting to new geopolitical realities. The message is clear: Australia is ready to help maintain the regional order, standing firm with its allies. This new posture is a significant departure from past policies focused on homeland defense, reflecting a broader strategic vision. Australia is now embracing its role as a significant regional power, taking on greater responsibilities in the Indo-Pacific. It's about building confidence among allies and signaling resolve to rivals, ensuring a balance of power in the region. The Indo-Pacific's future will be shaped by these bold moves, as Australia steps up to play a pivotal role in regional affairs. Deploying F-35s to Brunei is more than a show of force. It's a strategic message, signaling a shift in regional dynamics and priorities. Brunei's location on Borneo, right at the edge of the South China Sea, makes it a key partner for any nation seeking stability in Southeast Asia. Australia's choice to send its most advanced jets here highlights a commitment to all ASEAN members, big or small, and demonstrates respect for the region's collective security. This move modernizes old defense ties and builds new ones, especially under the five-power defense arrangements, which have underpinned regional cooperation for decades. The F-35s boost interoperability, allowing Australia to operate seamlessly with regional partners and to share advanced tactics and technology. It's a demonstration of expeditionary capability. Australia can project power far from home, supporting allies and responding to emerging threats. For allies, it proves Australia is a capable partner. For rivals, it's a credible deterrent, showing that Australia is ready and able to defend its interests. Training in Southeast Asia's unique environment prepares Australian forces for real-world contingencies, from humanitarian missions to high-stakes conflict. These deployments are practical, not just symbolic, involving real logistics, planning, and cooperation on the ground. They strengthen relationships, improve readiness, and reinforce Australia's commitment to regional security, building trust among partners. The F-35s are a tool of partnership and power, representing both advanced technology and shared purpose. Australia is showing it can respond to crises across the region, whether natural disasters or security challenges, at a moment's notice. This is a new era of engagement, where presence, partnership, and preparedness go hand in hand. Australia's Navy in the South China Sea is central to its new strategy, projecting both strength and commitment far from home shores. Joint exercises with the U.S. Navy are more than routine. They reinforce international law and freedom of navigation, sending a clear signal that these waters remain open and secure for all. The South China Sea is vital for Australia's trade and security, as a huge portion of its exports and imports pass through these strategic waters every year. By sailing these contested waters, Australia rejects illegal maritime claims and supports a rules-based order, upholding the rights of all nations under international law. These operations show solidarity with Southeast Asian nations facing pressure, demonstrating that Australia stands with its neighbors in times of uncertainty. Interoperability with allies is tested and strengthened in real-world conditions, ensuring that navies can work together seamlessly when it matters most. This builds trust and ensures rapid, coordinated responses to threats, making the region safer and more stable for everyone. Australia's presence reassures partners they're not alone against coercion, and together, they can resist intimidation and maintain their sovereignty. The goal isn't confrontation, but a coalition for peace and lawful order, where dialogue and cooperation take precedence over conflict. Warships here are more than hardware, they're ambassadors for stability, representing Australia's values and commitment to peaceful engagement. Australia is helping maintain the prosperity and security of the region, not just through military presence but also by supporting local communities and building lasting partnerships. These actions deter aggression and reinforce collective resolve, showing that any threat to peace will be met with unity and determination. The message is clear: the South China Sea is open to all, not just the powerful, and its future should be shaped by cooperation, not coercion. Australia's Navy is a visible commitment to regional peace, standing watch to ensure a stable and prosperous future for all nations in the region. Australia's approach in Southeast Asia blends hard power with soft diplomacy. Military assets like F-35s and warships provide credible deterrence and security, but soft power, diplomacy, economic ties, education, and cultural exchange builds trust and long-term relationships. The two work best together. Military presence underpins diplomatic efforts, while diplomacy explains and legitimizes military actions. High-level visits paired with naval port calls symbolize this dual approach. Joint exercises often include humanitarian and disaster relief, showing Australia's military is a force for good. This comprehensive strategy makes Australia a more attractive partner, especially for nations wary of choosing sides. By integrating hard and soft power, Australia can assert its interests without alienating friends. The balance is crucial for lasting influence in the region. Australia's dual approach is about reassurance, not intimidation. It's a model for effective regional engagement. Success depends on maintaining this delicate balance. Australia's defense strategy is undergoing its biggest transformation in decades. The old Fortress Australia mindset, focused on defending the continent, is no longer enough. The Indo-Pacific is now the center of global competition, and threats can emerge rapidly. Australia's security is tied to the region's stability. The new strategy is about forward defense, shaping the environment before threats reach home. This means operating military assets in places like Brunei and the South China Sea. The goal: prevent any single power from dominating the region. This shift requires advanced expeditionary forces and deeper cooperation with allies. It also demands greater investment in defense and interoperability. Australia is moving from passive beneficiary to active contributor to regional stability. This is a profound change in mindset and capability. The nation is accepting its role as a middle power with real responsibilities. Australia's future security depends on this proactive approach. The region's fate and Australia's are now inseparable. Australia's assertive stance brings real opportunities for growth and influence. Stronger partnerships with Southeast Asian nations are the most immediate and tangible benefit. Australia offers a reliable alternative for countries caught between major powers, providing stability. Deeper cooperation can extend to trade, counter-terrorism, and maritime law enforcement efforts. Australia's alliance with the US is also strengthened, showing it's a proactive, capable, and trusted ally. This boosts US commitment and gives Australia a stronger, more influential voice globally. Australia's presence reassures smaller states, encouraging them to assert their rights and interests. Collective security grows, making the region more resilient and better prepared. Australia gains strategic depth and greater influence over regional events and outcomes. Proactive engagement is now a necessity, not just a choice. The chance to shape a secure, prosperous region is real, but requires consistent, ongoing action. Australia must seize these opportunities to ensure its own future prosperity. A more active role brings risks Australia must manage carefully. China may see increased military presence as provocative, leading to economic or cyber retaliation. Australia must balance deterrence with diplomacy to avoid escalation. Within Southeast Asia, some nations may worry about being drawn into great power rivalry. Australia needs to consult closely with ASEAN partners and respect their desire for unity. At home, the cost of forward defense is high, requiring public support for sustained investment. Without it, the strategy could falter. There's also the risk of miscalculation. Military operations in contested areas can escalate quickly. Strict training and clear rules of engagement are essential. Australia must walk a fine line between assertion and aggression. Success depends on balancing these pressures and risks. The challenge is to be bold without being reckless. Australia's future as a regional leader hinges on getting this balance right.